All right. Let's move over to Pep Guardiola's approach to the Arsenal game that we saw yesterday. And here is the reason why. To begin with, every sport is an entertainment, okay? And football, all over the world, this is the most dominant sport. I mean, there are so much more than just results. Yes, result is number one, but we cannot take entertainment away from the game. So this takes me to Pep Guardiola and his approach and what that has been ever since he started to coach. This is a guy that believes you can win a trophy and you can put up an excellent performance and also win. Yesterday was a disappointment for a lot of fans, including myself. I'm not the biggest Pep fan, obviously. I'm not a Manchester City fan, obviously. But his philosophy, his approach to the game is one that I really like. Let's summarize his approach to the game really quick. We all know he believes in building plays from the back. And that is why he always prefers goalkeepers that are very good with their feet because he relies on their passing. And that obviously, and again, if the expectation, right, for a goalkeeper to be able to be a good passer, you can only imagine, right, how that sounds for like the defenders. So obviously defenders should be very comfortable to pass the ball. Very comfortable to hold on to the ball. The reason is because when they invite opponents, they are comfortable to move that ball and then one or two passes that will break lines and allow the midfielders to dominate because now they will have a numerical advantage. That is beautiful. In fact, we saw so many other teams approach the game like that. That is how much influence Pep has on it. Not all the time it is successful. I mean, especially with other teams trying to do that because we have seen mistakes that resulted in conceding goals. However, I do like that. Another thing he does is his positioning of his players, right? It could be anywhere. It could be in some zones. Say, all right, here I want to see this triangle. All right? Or you guys can form a diamond here. Circulate the ball as fast as possible and destabilize your opponent and take advantage of the spaces they are leaving behind. All right? So when he possesses the ball, he is controlling the game, right? Controlling the game also means dictating what is happening. That is what Pep does. In other words, he's saying, yes, I'm playing against you, but I am making the decision. The decisions that you have to make is because I am forcing you to make them. And when you do, it's going to be to my advantage. That is what control is all about. If I want to play fast, I'll play fast, which means you are going to play fast. If I want to play slow, I'll play slow, so which means you have to play slow. Because if you try to play faster, then I will take advantage. Okay? So, in other words, he controls the tempo of the game. Another thing we used to see is where he creates these overloads, right? 2v1. And he's comfortable with creating those as well, even if it is 1v1, right? Where he will lower you into the trap and then make a switch. We saw that all the way from Barcelona, Dani Alves to Lionel Messi and stuff like that. We saw that at City where Raheem Sterling was really good at executing that. Also pressing, right? Pep is saying to you also, all right, can you pass as comfortable as I can do it? So when you have possession, he is pressing you and he is pressing you way high. And when he has possession, he doesn't care whether he turns it over because he is going to press right away. And if you press back and then there's a counter press. All right? We have seen this. We have seen him play with a false number 9. where he's saying, all right, don't be static. All right, I need you to move. Be part of the game. Okay. But yesterday, what we saw was completely opposite. If you were not watching Manchester City, you would not know Pep Guardiola approached that game in that manner. Completely strange, completely opposite. And I am just wondering if that is going to be the case going forward. Has he switched? Has he prioritized winning at all costs over entertainment, over what his philosophy has been? And there are so many coaches, younger coaches, that are really, really, really admiring that approach, that philosophy. And that is how they are learning to play as a coach. But I don't know. So I hope that was the very last time we will see Pep Guardiola plays like that. I mean, they sat really deep. They did not care about movement. They didn't worry about, let's press Arsenal, let's try to get the ball back, or whatsoever. They relied purely on counterattacking. That was all. That was all. And Arsenal, they were very, 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 very comfortable. They dominated almost every statistical category of that game yesterday. Even to corners. I mean, the stats are up there. You can check them. But I have never seen a Pep Guardiola's team dominated like that. And I don't believe it is because Arsenal are just too good. Of course, Arsenal, they do have a very good team. I'm not going to take that away from them. And I do feel if there was a win for Arsenal against City, that could have been yesterday. Had Pep Guardiola, had Mikel Arteta approached the game also to get a win right from the very beginning, which he did not do. And I was live yesterday, and I mentioned that. Why was Eze on the bench and you don't have Martin Odegaard? Why do you keep playing this midfield trio of Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and Mikel Merino? Where is the creativity going to come from? But anyways, that is for another day. But as for you, Pep, I'm not the biggest fan of you or the teams. Of course, I'm a Real Madrid fan, but I do like the way you play. As a fan, I want my team to dominate and then win. You have shown us that you can possess with purpose. And we want to see that. We definitely want to see that. We don't want to see games where both teams are playing low block, both teams are doing what, all right, well, I'm just going to sit here and capitalize on your mistake. Do you want to take a risk? All right, you take the risk. So let that be the very, 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 very last time. All right. Until then, this is the Neo Matt Podcast. Of course, where football talks get real. Never match preview, hard take, and reaction. Sabban Talk Passion mixing it with analysis from our local pitches to the global stages. And if you also crave controversy, well, this is the kitchen where we cook and serve it best. So always make it your home for football talk that never pulls, it punches. Until then, stay blessed and peace out.